Today we land at Libertalia, the floating raider fortress. It is currently under the control of Wire until you get to a certain part of the Institute questline in which he'll be replaced by Gabriel. In the meantime, you can find yourself a unique shotgun, one of the best in the game, as well as a US Covert Ops manual on the larger supertanker that is poking out. That's not to say this place isn't full of awesome loot. Unlocking this expert door will give you access to a cache of ammo, chems, and an advanced lock safe. Plenty of items to keep you going on your onslaught here. As it's occupied by raiders, there's no friendly way to go about this. You will have to fight your way through them. That being said, when the Brotherhood do arrive in the Pwydwin, this is one of the first places they'll send vertibirds and some troops to try and take over. Many of the floating ships have been converted into various raider facilities. They have accommodation, they have a bar, they have everything that they could need to raid all of the nearby traders that are unlucky to cross their path. When it comes to its location, it's in the far right corner of the map, near Nahant and just beside Nordhagen Beach. You can either swim out to it from any point, or, ideally, you could enter from Nahant direction. It's not to say either entrance is easy, because they're both very difficult. The amount of items that you can find going from boat to boat is quite extraordinary. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get to the main part. So we'll press this button, and it'll bring over a conveniently timed raider to bring us up. You can, if you're really good, go up the large ropes, although that is a more difficult task. The most dangerous part of this is that there is a raider with a fat man who will be more than happy to take a shot at you. And trust me, 9 times out of 10, they hit. On my 100% run, I was humbled several times when trying to take this place. So bear that in mind when you're trying to conquer it. Now that you've arrived on the main boat, you want to make your way up to the top level, where you'll find the raider with the fat man. Normally he resides near the skill book. Let's see if we pickpocket him. Yes, this is the one who's got the fat man. Anyway, that's not our concern right now. The Covert Ops manual can be picked up right beside him, making you more difficult to detect while sneaking. Getting the drop on communists. Nice. And now that we've done that, our next step is to get all the way up to the top. This place can be a little difficult to navigate, but go out to the side and go up this way into the captain's cabin, which is its own separate location. Inside here is where the fun begins. You can get this. There's Fusil Terriblaz. Well, terrible French is what that is, but 25% damage and limb damage, but it has more recoil. It's one of the best combat rifles you can pick up in the game. And we can have a read of Wire's terminal. Again, this will swap over to Gabriel's if you're doing synth retention, the mission. May 2282. So here we are, our new home. Only casualty was one of Anderson's less useful toes. Otherwise, I'd say cleaning the Mirelurks out of these old hulks went pretty well. Now we just have to figure out what to do next. Been a long time since any of us knew life outside the Minutemen. They're ex-Minutemen, by the way. But General Becker was the only one holding those folks together. Now that he's dead, it's just a matter of time until the militias start turning on each other. Not worth sticking around for that, but we can make something of this place. I know it. We're going to have to. November, we're running through food a lot faster than we'd planned. People are starting to get hungry. We're rationing, but the scouts need to turn up something soon, or we're in trouble. December, I had Anderson and Williams hanged today. Not pleased about executing the best guns we still had, but it needed to be done. End of the last month, they started finding big caches of food and supplies. We were starving, so I didn't ask where it came from. Then today, we got a visit from Bunker Hill Guards. Turns out my boys have been hitting caravans, feeding us the spoils. I gave the guards my word those boys would see justice, and I kept my word. But justice doesn't put food in my people's mouths. So you can see he's slowly turning from a true Minuteman into what we have found now, a raider. No fucking more. Another caravan stiff, my boys. This mercenary ship we've been driven to isn't worth it when the bastards don't pay. I tried to get the merchants of Bunker Hill to cut us some slack, to give us something, anything to eat, but they wouldn't deal. They're in on it too, I guarantee. No, this ends now. Today, me and my boys make an example. 4 new recruits today said they heard all about the caps the raiders in the bay have been pulling in. Raiders? That's what they called us, and they're not wrong. We're making money hand over fist. Bunker Hill, the caravans, they pay us to do nothing, to leave them alone. This is the best shape we've been in since leaving the Minutemen, and General Becker would be sick if he saw us now. But he's dead, and we're alive. I don't feel like writing anymore. Well, we learn how Wire slowly descended into becoming a raider through just the way things were to feed his people. Goes to show you not all raiders are just inherently evil people. It's through necessity sometimes. Mini nuke picked up, which is pretty good. And then you'll exit out using the ladder here to the top level. It is here you will encounter Gabriel. Otherwise it'll be Wire. If you kill Wire, he'll be replaced by another raider wearing some power armor. At least I got to say it in this episode. And then you can find some awesome items in the steamer trunk. Again, if you're doing Gabriel's synth retention mission, you can talk to him and pass a few speech checks, which will get you access to this terminal. And the safe here can only be opened via this terminal. But just to show you what's inside, there's nothing particularly special. It's just a lot of loot. So it's like 2 steamer trunks for the price of 1 if you can crack open the master lock. So that is this place, and then from here you can't jump down. It's recommended that you don't bring any power armor. If you fall into the water, it's a long walk, put it that way, because you can't tell, but if I actually take away the water here, you can see how deep it is. Like, it is a massive drop. Looks wild without the water, doesn't it? You can see that platform in the middle is actually... It's actually a very large concrete pier, which is what's keeping everything moored here. I suppose that would have been the pre-war for ships that would have been docking in the area, like this super tanker. That's obviously, you know, well, half of it anyway. Bringing the water back, as I said, you can go through each and every one of the vessels here, and you will find lots of loot to keep you very busy and well stocked. You are talking at least a dozen, probably more raiders about here. They keep all their catches in a caravan, or in cages in the middle. Lots of dead traders that they make an example of there. And as I said, if you're particularly good, you could use these here. If you can land on one to gain access to the ship. That's Libertalia covered. Hope you've enjoyed this Commonwealth Survival Guide. I almost made it. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.